Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sport Show right here on Smash FM here on a Thursday night here in LA. Of course, let's head back home and we're heading to our favourite part of the country, of course, in the Upper Isle, of course, to speak with the Tassie Echidnas, who actually will be playing their first home game at Moona, of course, this weekend. And of course, we've got four very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about that first home game. Thanks all you for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Will.
Thanks for having us all.
No worries. Well, get the four of you to introduce yourselves, and for the players in particular, what position you play on the court.
Hi, I'm Josh Thorpe. I'm the captain of the men's team, and it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm a pass hitter, sometimes I'm a middle blocker, and sometimes I'm a setter. Hopefully not too often, no.
I'm Trin Thorpe. I am a universal, so I'm a fill-in wherever the coach decides me to put. So I play almost every position besides a setter, which I really want to do.
My name's Lucy, and I play opposite and a bit of pass hitter as well.
My name's Joe, and I've only ever played setter, so pretty easy answer there.
You got the first home game of the season down there in Tassie. How's the preparations been like for tomorrow's match against Illawarra?
Been really good. We had our first round of the season was last round. Had four really tough games, two for the men, two for the women. Everyone got a few of the cobwebs out, I guess, and had some really good games, and been trying to put everything together for tomorrow against Illawarra, who are a very good team. So it'll be a really good weekend.
How did you spare both the women's and the men's team last weekend, for everyone who haven't managed to catch up on the social media?
So the girls had two tough matches, and we did lose both of them. So we lost 3-1 on the Saturday and on the Sunday, but the game itself improved from Saturday to Sunday drastically. Sadly, the opponent's game did also, so we did not win, but it showed us that we can keep up with them. We just need to push a little bit more the next time when we play them, hopefully at the final. And yeah, just excited to develop.
Got two good wins against Pro Volley. Won both games 3-1, which was good. I think positive for us was that we had quite a few new players and they got a fair go, and the level maintained, and I think it's really positive going forward for the rest of the season. We've got more depth and more blokes to rely on than we have in previous years.
For the women's team in particular, especially for you, Trin and Luce, what did you learn from the game against Pro Volley going into the game against Illawarra?
I think for us, it was our first game, so we were a little bit rusty, but our trainings have probably been the best that they ever have, even though lots of people are stepping into new roles and different positions. But I think the biggest thing that we took away from it was just trying to probably emulate what we're doing in training in gameplay, because we didn't quite manage to do that as effectively as we would have hoped to. So I think they were a really close-knit squad, and they had a lot of depth that they could bring on. So, yeah, I think we'll just try and do what we do in training, but in the game this weekend. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Lucy. I think we started off playing our old game and it wasn't working. And as soon as we implemented what we actually have been training, our game got better, and we just need to keep on pushing that and get more used to that volleyball.
For both teams, obviously Joel just mentioned before about having a couple of new players coming into the side this year from last year. So tell us a couple of the new players that both teams have going into this current 2024 season.
So the men have Will Smith, who is also a setter, so he's going to push Joe, make him feel a little bit of pressure and hopefully step up again. He just had his debut last week. We've also got Luke Powell, who is an opposite hitter, who has probably been the best player in the state over the last 3 or 4 months. And again, had the same effect on Josh Evans, our regular opposite, who in the weekend just gone has had the best weekend of volleyball probably of his life. He was our best player. We've also got Ricardo, who's a middle blocker, who is unbelievably powerful and can do really good things. So it's quite exciting. Is there anyone else, Joey?
No, no one. I think it's probably the first time everyone's available on the weekend. Almost everyone. So yeah, the older players and the new players together will be good.
Be a good mix.
And yeah, for the girls, we have Gabrielle Edgar. She made her debut over the weekend. She's a young and upcoming libero. So it's very exciting to see the older girls, I guess, being challenged for that position now, which usually is a position for more experienced players. But that we have a young one coming through, that's very exciting for the team. And I think, yeah, with the girls, everyone else has already been a little bit in the team squad, I guess, for a year or even more. So they are just settling more in and taking more responsibilities, I guess, away from the older players, which is again exciting. Like Lucy here is our new future player, so I can retire. And yeah, so this kind of moment is something always good to see, young players coming in and taking over.
Playing at home, obviously I'm assuming most of your games are going to be on the road for this year. How good is to play at least one or two, or I think maybe three home games throughout the 2024 season?
I personally think the home games are my favourite, and they're always, like, our home crowd is easily the loudest, like, anywhere we go. I'm really excited to play in front of everyone and show everyone what we've been working on, especially the women's team. I think we've really taken a big step this year, so it's good that we get to show that to everyone that's behind us and all our family and friends. And yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good.
Yeah, probably similar to Lucy. It's always a lot nicer playing at home, sleeping in your own bed, eating what you want, probably not spending as much time with your teammates, not too much time with your teammates. And then, yeah, like Lucy said, playing in front of your friends and family is always nice. And we tend to get a few more along than what the other teams do. So it's always fun.
It's nice to show what we have been preparing for and why we've been away every night for the last year, basically. Every Friday night, training, playing, training for clubs. So it's a lot of time we spend away from family and friends, and they probably not sure what we exactly do because we don't get to play that often. But yeah, now that we have these 3 rounds, is it 3? Yeah. Yeah, it's good to just show them what we're actually doing.
Yeah. Lucy, you are currently the reigning women's MVP from last season, which I had the pleasure of being at your presentation night last year in December. Any pressure at all going to this year to try to back it up again?
No, I don't think so. I think so many of us are just always in the running. Like, we've got a very close, competitive squad, and I think that just makes us all better. I think this year will be pretty different, which is nice. But yeah, I don't feel any pressure. I'm sure whoever wins it will be deserving, and anyone in the team that does win it will be deserving because, yeah, everyone's playing amazing at the moment. So, yeah.
Has it sunk in yet? As silly as that question sounds, I know it's a new season, but how long did it sink in afterwards?
It did take a while, probably. I wasn't too old there that presentation. Probably a little while, but it's still nice. I still get happy thinking about it now. So yeah, still good.
Russ and Trin also being captains of the respective teams. What does that mean to both of you?
For me, it's I've played the majority of my volleyball away from home in either the rest of Australia or the rest of the world. So to be able to come home and see my friends performing at a high level like this is amazing, and to be sort of at the the head of the team when we're doing such good things is something that gives me a lot of pride. Being able to come home and seeing the level that we're able to get to and the competitiveness we're able to show is something that as a kid I didn't really get to experience at home. So it's something that hopefully that, especially with our home rounds, we can show the young Tasmanian volleyballers how it can be done and how much fun you can have doing it. And I think this team, the really exciting thing about this team is even though I'm quite grumpy, the rest of the team goes about it really, really well in the right way. And I think it's fun to watch and fun to be around. So hopefully we can have a bit of an effect on the junior players. And yeah, it just makes me happy every time I see it.
For me, yeah, it's a great honor to be, I guess, the captain for this team, and trying to, I guess, it challenges me to be my best that I possibly can be, but also I am supporting of the players to bring out the best on court, off court, I guess, also as an athlete, and doing it here so far away from me, and still doing it. It's a great honor. And yeah, it's exciting to see how the girls are taking on the responsibility and the challenge I put to them, of bringing the best out of them. So yeah, it's an honor, and it's a great position to be at the moment.
I'm going to ask Joel a very similar line of questioning and going to, obviously you're part of the leadership group in the men's team. What that mean to you, and has that sort of taken a bit more responsibility on yourself, especially with a young group that you've got?
I don't think it's any more responsibility. I don't think a lot's changed for me. We've got a lot of leaders in the group, a lot of senior players. So yeah, it's always good to be in that group and be like get these opportunities and that sort of stuff. But yeah, not much has changed. But it is obviously a privilege to be in that position. Yeah, really enjoy it.
Noticed in the player profiles, which is already up on the social media, that the three of you all play for Van Diemen's, except for one of you, which I think, Trin, that's you. You play for a different team in the state league competition. So, Trin, how does it feel that you've been surrounded by a lot of the Van Diemen's players, especially on this call?
Yeah, I thought about it in the past because we are all competitive, and that's why we do what we are doing. But as soon as we hit that court, or as in the other way around, I guess, as soon as we don't compete against each other, everyone is supportive to, but at the same time competitive during trainings. I think it's a good place where we at with it. A little bit of competitiveness because everyone wants to be on court. This player played well maybe this season, but now I need to step up, and that's I think why we are developing as fast as we are, because we have that little bit of competition in between each other. But at the same time, I do think we are a very solid team by itself, where we support each other on court, off court. But at the same time, we just challenge each other also. And that's what sport is about. Whoever wants to be on court the most is going to be on the court.
Trin, I'm going to continue with you on this next one. I'm assuming it's better to play alongside Lucy than playing against her in state league, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just happy that she's on my team, not on the others.
Now. What does representing Tassie mean to the four of you?
It's a big question.
It is. It's something I think it means a lot, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't do it. It's something we get to do as juniors in Tassie quite a lot traditionally. But as seniors especially, every time you pull on your uniform, I love wearing my Tassie stuff, my Echidnas stuff. It makes me happy every time I put it on, and getting together with the group and doing the things we're doing. I moved away from Tassie for a long time, but I always knew I was going to come back. I love this place. I love the people here. And so being able to play for Tassie is just awesome.
For me, I didn't think I will represent Tassie when I moved here, just because there weren't any opportunities. And it took us, I think, 5 years, if not longer, to get the Echidnas up and going. And when it happened, ever since that day, I've been just so proud of my Tasmanian uniform. And every time I put it on, I'm proud to putting it on and what's the word? Represent the best while wearing it.
For me, I think this level, like representing at the Echidnas level, is way different to how it felt when I was in juniors, because there were a few years like if you showed up, you kind of got in the team, just because it's not a huge, and it wasn't when I was going through the program, it wasn't a huge thing at the time. But this, it feels like you've really earned your spot, and like you're representing something a bit bigger because you've earned your way there. So yeah, I think it's really important and really special. So
I'm just similar to the other three. It's just pride, putting on the Tassie top, getting to represent Tasmania in volleyball. Yeah, don't have too much more to add there.
So I'm going to ask the two J's in this call. This next question: what have both of you learnt from each other on and off the court? And then I'm going to ask the very similar to the other two in a minute.
Hey, Joey, I'm curious.
Oh, gotta be careful with this answer, I reckon. Well, I suppose the easy answer for me would be, like, Josh is obviously quite a good player and has had a lot of experience overseas. So I learned a lot about volleyball, technically, especially. But I think the biggest learning from Josh has probably just been the time and the effort and the amount of dedication that's gone into it. Because he does give up a lot of his time, gives back to the juniors, puts in a lot of time with us, coaches the women's team, captains the men's every week. Takes a big effort for him, and he's always there, always gets up for it. So I think probably just that effort and always turning up, and yeah, that dedication is probably something that I've learnt from Josh.
Quite a good answer. I
Is
like
that a diplomatic answer, though?
No.
From my perspective, the biggest thing for me from Joey is coming in on day one, having played volleyball for about 5 minutes, and having the confidence to go out with a bunch of really experienced players and just play his game and not be affected by any outside noise. And also sees the game really, really well. There's been multiple times throughout the last few years playing together where he's had an insight on the court or after the game where I've sort of gone, oh, I didn't even consider that. And he thinks about the game deeply and probably a little differently to what I'm used to, which is a really good new perspective. And just plays with supreme confidence without being arrogant somehow. I don't know how he treads the line. I couldn't do it, but he manages it usually.
I'm going to ask the same question now to Trin and Luce. What have both of you learned from each other on and off the court?
I think for me, the biggest thing that I take from Trin is her mental strength, which is something that I'm still working on, and I really struggled when I first started coming from like an individual sport. I didn't really see outside of myself. Like if I mucked up, that was game over for me. But I always really looked up to Trin and how she's very like cool, calm, collected on court. If we are ever in a rut, everyone looks to Trin. Like she's very much a leader. And if she wants to win a point, we're winning a point. Like when it gets tight, we set Trin and Trin wins the point. So she's good in like the tough moments. So yeah, I admire that about you, Trini.
With Lucy, she's actually one of the reason is not the right word, but ultimately when we started the Echidnas, I wasn't sure if we had enough female players who are willing to be competitive. And Lucy was very young then. I believe you were 18. And she was so passionate about volleyball already then, even though she had played, I think, 3 years only, or 4 years.
Yeah.
But she was so passionate about it, and she was putting so much work and effort into it. And I was like, okay, we have Lucy, and now we're going to find more players, which we did. Like we have Erin, who came through the same program, who has put also the effort in. But Lucy was the first girl I saw putting that effort in. That gave me the hope that now we can do this. It's going to be great. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work. But when we have someone like her already in it, it's just going to be amazing. So that's what I learned off court from Lucy. Just the drive, it's insane. And on court, how supportive Lucy is of everyone. Like, she doesn't need the validation to play happily on court. Like, it doesn't matter how she's doing, she's always there for her other teammates also, and that's really nice to see. She's supportive for everyone, whoever is doing good or whoever is doing bad. She's just there for everyone, and that's really nice.
And we're going to finish with a couple light-hearted questions about the team. I'm glad Joel mentioned before that it was nice to be playing back home a couple of questions ago. So, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team during your previous road trip?
I have dancer. Sammy Wardlaw.
Oh, yeah, Sammy's the best dancer.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
He's
He
probably
needs,
just the most out there with it. Maybe not the best,
he
but
does a real
displays,
good Melbourne shuffle.
displays it
It's
the
excellent.
most.
Yeah, I've got video.
He needs a crowd, though. He can't do it unless he's got enough people watching. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know any good singers.
No.
We've got plenty that'll belt out a tune, but none of them will do it well. Natalia's not playing this year, but she is an Echidna, and she is a pretty good singer, actually. We have actually seen her perform with a band, so yes, she can sing. Unfortunately, she's not playing this year because she's growing a person. But outside of her, I don't think we've got anyone.
No.
It's all good.
I reckon Jess can hold a good tune, to be honest. I've only heard whispers, but yeah. I'm going to say Jessie.
We'll have to test that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the comedian,
There's many.
there's a few. Jonesy is
Yeah.
one of the quickest witted blokes you'll ever meet. If you need a one-liner out of the blue to lift the mood, he will do that every time. Bailey is the weirdest unit you've ever met, and we love him for it. He always has something random to say.
It's very entertaining.
He is. And in the women, who's the jokester in the women?
We have a lot of dry humour.
Yeah, no one's that like funny. Everyone's funny, but
do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual or routine?
I suppose I've got one. Well,
Which one is yours?
I eat 2 protein bars before every volleyball game, like an hour before.
12.
Two protein bars.
And how
Like,
many liters of water?
Huh?
And how many liters of water, Joey?
No, I'm pretty flexible with that. But I'd say, and then I have to put on my right side before my left side. That's pretty normal, though. I think putting in your right sock, then your left sock, right shoe, right.
No, it's not, Joey.
I suppose they count as superstitions.
Mm-hmm.
If I play at home, I usually have a pancake breakfast. It doesn't happen often that we play at home, but if I have time, pancake breakfast.
This is my wife, everybody. I've never heard of that before.
That was so
I think
priceless.
she's still asleep.
obviously she doesn't make me pancakes.
That's probably my bad.
I used to have an entire routine. It was less superstition. It was more just getting myself switched on. I was like Joey. I would always put my right sock and my right shoe on before my left. I don't know why. And then I had to do all my preparation, my warm up a certain way. Go to the bathroom as well at a certain point. But it wasn't necessarily superstition. It was just a habit, I guess, a routine.
Yeah, I don't think I've got superstitions, but I like to have an energy drink of some sort before I play because I need caffeine to get me up and about. Maybe a white monster would be the go-to. And then if I'm at home, I usually, when I'm getting ready, I like to put on a volleyball game in the background. So then I'm like getting in the mood for it. I usually put on like a college game or something. So I've got like a visual to watch and be like, that's how I'm going to play. So that's usually what I do.
Sorry, Trent, I need to ask you this. Maybe just mention it. What sort of pancake gonna have tomorrow?
Oh, well, depends on which one I'll have time to make. Either Jockey makes me one or I have to make my own. I make really bad ones. Like they're not actually good.
I was going to say, I've never seen her make a pancake once, and it was horrible. And I've never seen her do it again.
That's why I don't share them.
Now, I know all four of you have a hype song. You must give us what's that hype song, and has it changed since that post?
Mine's been the same forever. It's I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan.
Mine is just every Eurotrash banger. It's depends on the day, but Hadaway or just get as soon as I see them, it's just playlist on for hours. And everyone has to listen to it. So it's great. Just the best.
Yeah, mine's not changed, but it was hard to narrow it down to one song. I've usually got a few go-tos, but it's not changed. It'll probably always be that song. So yeah.
I don't have a pump up song really. Just whatever I feel like, whatever I'm feeling. It's more often sad than pump up. It's more just just driving to the game, and it's just whatever's played over the speakers. It's normally fine for me.
Not some Michael Bolton.
Oh yeah, no, I do like Michael Bolton, but more post game celebratory music, I reckon.
We'll finish with this last one. For everyone that should get down to Moona for your home game this weekend in particular, what will be your advice to get down there and obviously watch amazing volleyball against Illawarra Saturday and Sunday, which I think Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning?
Absolutely. So Moona Sports Hall, which is on Gormanston Road in Moona. Men are kicking off at midday, women at 3 tomorrow, and then Sunday the men are at 9 a.m. and the women are at 11. So nice early start on Sunday. That'll be great. Yeah, so it's a really good little hall, sort of close walls. So when you get people there, the noise really reverberates, and it's great to be a part of. Really good atmosphere. So it'll be a really fun place to come and have a watch.
Yeah, it'll be loud. It'll be noisy. There'll be good music. Good place to be.
Well, all for you. Thank you so much for getting up some of your time before your game, the day before your game against Illawarra. Let's hope the men's can continue their undefeated streak and make it 4-0 after the game against Illawarra on the Sunday. While for the women's, hopefully you can bounce back and get back to 2-2 by Sunday.
Be awesome. Let's hope so.
It'll happen. We'll make it happen. Come on.
Yeah.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Will.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get down there, because the Echidnas take on Illawarra at Moona Sports Centre, of course, make sure to get down there. We'll put all the details up on how you can get tickets as well for the game. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.